And today in the workshop I've got another Technics tape deck. This one's got a bit of a funny front loader. It's the RS-671. These came out about 1975 and its design is very functional. It's got two motors apparently, so twice as many belts to go gooey. It's got some very chunky mechanical push buttons. Look at that. And check out this door. Oh. Manual version. And inside the mechanism's horizontal with a mirror for the voyeur. Actually, this eject mechanism reminds me of something out of a cartoon. And nothing too complicated round the back. Just line in and line out. I can understand that. And it's certainly got a patina about it. You wouldn't think it's 50 years old. And neither am I. Not quite. Let's get this thing powered up. What an unusual warning. Maybe it's got gas. It came with this European plug fitted. Now I can't use this. Not after Brexit. So I'm going to have to go naked. Use crop clips. Although that won't do, will it? Not on the insulation mark. But I will adjust the voltage to be a bit more European. Just connect to the line output. I'm going to need this on as well. Oh. I don't think that should be doing even anything right now. It's not playing or anything. There's nothing showing on the scope anyway. Well, we'll try taping it. If I can work out how to do it. Well, that doesn't look good. Bit of high frequency oscillation going on there. Tell you what, it doesn't smell too clever either. That smells very hot, like burning dust. So I'll knock this off and get the lid off. Some weight in that. Well, it certainly doesn't disappoint on the inside. That's some very chunky mechanicals. This would have been quite expensive to make. And this plug-in board must have been from the very early days of Dolby. It's completely transistor driven, not a chip in sight. But it is thick with dust, which is rather reassuring, to be honest. It means no one's been in here yet. And I just love these mechanical arrangements. This little belt drive there, look at that. Well, it's a bit loose, mind you. And these switches, they're sort of semi-sealed. They'll be a problem. Let's just power it up again. Put the tape back in. Press play. It is at least turning round, and I can slightly hear music. Okay, it is working. At least on one channel. Expect these are causing trouble. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and of course this isn't going round. Yeah, definitely a bit too slack. Oh, I think the burning dust smells coming off these resistors. They are thick with it. Oh, quite hot too. It would definitely be a good idea to clean all this up. It can't be helping it. I'm going to strip out the main board and give all the switch contacts a good clean, and then we'll see what problems remain after that. So I'll just pull these cables out. And it looks like the front panel's going to have to come off because this board goes nearly all the way there. The switch is going to be a problem as well. So, not the quickest of jobs. Off with the knobs. Oh, this was rather tight. Well, that'll be because they've got grub screws in. It looks to be small little hex keys, 1.5mm. There's one. How far do I need to undo that? There we go, and the same here. Well, I don't know where that screw went. It'll be somewhere in here. But we'll need to find it. Can't have that rattling around in the mechanism. Just found it. That's travelled quite a way from over there. I'm quite surprised. Let's see if this just pulls off. Yes. I've just noticed a feature, there's actually a latch on this, look. Didn't know it did that. Nice. I shall probably eject this terrible test tape. I've always been fascinated by how that works. Ooh, mechanical. I think I need to take the bottom cover off as well to truly appreciate the mechanical magnificence of this. I'm expecting to find more dust, I'll be honest. And it doesn't disappoint. Yeah. And of course it's got these single-sided 1970s PCBs. And they've been bending pins over as standard construction, so we're bound to tear a few pads. Happens to the best of us. And here's the main drive belt. Flat belt, look how loose it is. I'm surprised that even goes round. And look at the size of this capstan pulley. This should be really stable, I reckon. But I'll have to change this belt, that's for sure. And there's a lot of solenoids on here. There's one. Here's another one. It's a big one, that is. I think this might be for the record or playback select. And there's these as well. They definitely don't make them like they used to. I better unscrew these pots as well. I can see them tangling me up. Let's see if that's freed enough off. Well, this is causing me a bit of aggro. Sort of, it slides up. And then it tips inwards. There we go. A few more screws to get at to release these switches. 2 more screws under here. Let's disconnect this belt. Best to just snip this off, I reckon. That's cleared that. Okay. Rather annoyingly, I've got to take this off to get at the switches there, and there's more switches here. Before I attempt to desolder these, I've got to undo the diabolical practice of bending the legs over. Just spat at me then. I've got to go gently with it. As long as I've got it slightly off the board, the desoldering iron can actually get its nozzle over it. And a couple of them here. Let's change hands with these ones. Should be good enough. It's going to dismount this solenoid, give me a bit more freedom. Where's that other screw? There it is. So now I should be able to separate the board from the switches. There we go. The big concern with these switches is the tarnishing. If you look here on these legs, see how black they are, but that actually just wipes off. Well, sometimes. But they shouldn't be black. They should be a nice sort of silver colour like the rest of it. However, these can be difficult to clean, and they can't always be dismantled nicely, and I'm always a bit of a fan of leaving well alone. So before I go any further, it might be prudent for me to actually check the resistance, see if we have got trouble or not. So just check the resistance on these pins here with the switch in the out position. Oh, that's actually pretty good. At this one, I'm surprised it's this good. Press the switch in. Yeah, I think I was just doing a bit of poor contact there. This one, yeah, this switch is fine. Well, this one has a lot of pins. That's good. That's good. Missed one. Okay, over here. This is good. Okay. Press that. Get it to go together. Okay, it's latched good. So these ones here, that's fine. It's also fine. Yeah. Yeah, good. That one's perfect, that is. And is that one. Yeah. Lovely. And this one. Yeah. Yes. Nothing wrong here at all. Oh, this one. Yeah. That one's okay. And finally, this one. Yeah. Looks like these are only tarnished on the outside. The contacts are probably fine. Certainly measuring okay. I'm going to put this on continuity mode. It's a bit quicker. So I've got all the switches in the out position now. No point measuring these, they're joined together. And this one. Here, that'll do. 0, that's fine. And here. Yeah, and here. Got this one here. We've got a set here. Good. And in the back. To the other side. Yes. Yeah, and here. Fine. This one. Okay. Push all the switches in the in position. Check the connections at the back. That one's good. 0 is perfect. That's shorted already. That's good. Yes. They're all fine. I'm rather surprised how good those switches are. I didn't expect them to have such low resistance. Well, that's good. I don't have to take them out and risk more damage to that board. But I still have to check that big matrix switch. But we know there's definitely trouble with these. And of course this piece of metal and the solenoid's in the way of that. Oh, there's a sneaky screw on this side. Didn't spot that originally. So I'll get that out of the way now. See if we can identify some trouble here. These are in the open position, so these are the nearest two. Okay, 7 ohms. Oh, that one's okay. And that one is? Oh. No good. Oh, I went the wrong one. No. Up here. I've seen enough. Let's take them out. Should be able to pull that out now. Out you come. Come on. If we look in the service manual, the schematics, we'll see that all the inputs, the playback head or line input, all go through these switches. S1 for channel 1 and S2 for channel 2. So it's very easy to understand how this could be causing so much trouble. There's a few ways of cleaning these switches out. The simplest way is to simply clean some switch contact cleaner in these holes and down the end and just give it a good old workout. That quite often works. The next method is to put these in an ultrasonic cleaning tank. Now that works quite well in my experience, but it's quite a lengthy process because you have to then wash the cleaning fluid out and then sort of add a bit of lube into here and dry them out. Takes a little while. And then finally the third method, which is the only for the brave, is to actually dismantle this just bend these little tabs back, take it apart and actually clean all the contacts manually. It's quite a bit of work. It's been a while since I've done that, so I'm going to show you what's involved. Perhaps the first thing to do is actually mark the ends. Get some black pen on there, just mark that there and here, just so we know which end it's coming from. Also an idea to put an arrow. You can get confused with this. So my weapon of choice is the side cutters. Probably how I've damaged them, to be honest. Just slightly use them to get under the little, what are they? They're not pins, little tabs. Just bend them up. Bear in mind with this, these won't survive many of these operations, so make sure you get it right first time. There we go. And this side, same operation. Probably better to do this the other way around. So we just need to lift this up whilst keeping a lookout for springs flying off in any direction. Might need to press that in a bit, I'm not sure. There we go. Let's put that down there. So you can see here how the actuator, it's just a long plastic strip with these little pockets in, 6 of them. Whenever you press it, it just pushes the contacts along. This bit's going to be fine. If you look at the contacts, you can see the problem. They've turned black, they're all tarnished. You can see most of the contacts, they're not all the same shape. We need to make sure we put them back on the right direction. And then we've got this contact, which is a different design altogether. Yeah, need to make a note of these. So we've got a mixture of switch contact types. So these ones with the uneven contacts, these are make before break switches, so that avoids any pops or anything when it's switching from one to the other. This one here isn't make before break, this is a break before make. So it will disconnect its connection before making the next one. So I'll just pull these off. You can see that there is actually some clean silver contacts there. So it's still able to make good connections on some of them. I'm going to give these a wipe with a fiberglass pencil and you'll see very quickly the difference. And the same on this side. So what I'm going to do, I've taken a post-it note and folded it in half. I'm going to slide the switch contacts just over it, just like that. We'll put a few on there. Give it a fiddly job. You can see when I push it around, you can see all this black muck coming off them. There's 3. Then I'm going to give it a squirt with deoxit, or your favourite switch cleaner, whichever you want to use. And just give them a slide around. And that should sort of scare off all that black, whatever it is, oxide or corrosion, the tarnishing. That should give them a good old buff and a good clean up. Let's give them a bit of a wash. Put the next ones on. Oh, this is a bit worrying. That's a 7th contact. I must have miscounted. Good job I'm recording all this. Let's give those a flush as well. Look beautiful, don't they? So now to add the contacts back on, remembering these are still soaking wet from the contact cleaner, not taking it off, leave a bit of lube on here. And our odd contact, the break before make one, was the 3rd one on here. The other 4 are all the same. Now just got to align them. That should be good. And just offer it up into the switch actuator. Hopefully it all lines up. Just need the tabs up with some pliers, very carefully. One down, one more to do. Although, I think you know the drill now. So you can see how it's quicker than the ultrasonic cleaning process, but there's a lot to go wrong. But it didn't. Pays to be lucky. So now I can put the refurbished switches back on the board. Hope they just sort of snap in place. To solder these up. I'm going to clean the flux off so I can see it a bit better. I love this brush for cleaning flux off. It's quite stiff, made of boar hair so it doesn't react to the chemicals. That looks like a nice job. I'm happy with it anyway. I think I'll put this solenoid back on, mainly because it's going to support the rest of the casing and it's sort of flapping about. I'll leave these screws a little bit loose so I can line up the holes on the other side. Now I can nip these up. But I'd like to clean this board up a bit better than I have. I'll take these clips off here. Just unplug this board. Let's put some foam cleaner on here, see if it drags all that muck down to the bottom. Oh, do this end as well. Let's give it a bit of agitation with a brush. And whilst that's drying off, I should clean the underneath of this where all the dust's gathered. Look at that. I'll probably smell a bit less now when it's running, with all that dust missing. Just reverse the screw till you hear a click. There we go, you found the thread. It's looking a bit better in here anyway. I need to take this off so I can get in there. I need to access the heads and everything. Here's our first proper glimpse at the mechanism. I wonder if I can do this bracket, if I can take this silver plate off. Yeah, we're caught up on a spring. I've seen a fair bit of old dried up black grease residue. Look at this, it's all gone a bit crumbly. You have to clean that off. Even here, look at that. I don't suppose it's doing much for it. I'm going to give it a light spray of IPA just generally all over. It's not the most efficient way of cleaning this, I have to say. Probably better off with a paper towel. Covers more area, I'll give it that. You can see this little solenoid activates these brakes here. Let's try and turn this, it's fairly tight, let go of it, it just spins round. That's looking pretty good. Yeah. And this bigger solenoid brings the plate heads into position. An important part today is this idler assembly. This tyre here transmits the motor pulley to this wheel here. And this controls the take-up reel, but if I pull the brake off you'll see it actually working. If it goes the other way, that's the take-up reel for reverse. Looks alright to me. Oh, I just realised something, I was wrong about that. I'll put this into play position. This roller drives the take-up reel. This is the fast forward and rewind. Got its own motor. And with this being a high-end tape deck in its day, it's got this HPF head. The head itself is a highly polished ferrite. I don't know if that's what HPF stands for. Probably not. And right next to it is this double gap erase head. Supposedly very powerful and able to erase all types of tape. But you can see the capstan and the pinch roller are somewhat dirty. Certainly need cleaning, if not replacing. I'm going to replace these belts anyway, although this one doesn't feel too bad at all. Need to fish it out of here. There we are. I want to take this bracket off so I can remove the capstan and change this belt. Oh, so if I can get that out at least. Yes, I can. Let's take that off. And this one. Oh, and this one's got to come off as well. Revealing another one. Don't worry, I'll find those later. Just going to unhook this spring. I'm pretty sure it's in my way. Let's pull that circuit off and pull the pin out. Now hopefully this should just lift off. You can see the front of the trolley is supported by this roller. Nice bit of machining there. And the back end rolls on these little ball bearings, and I fetch those off with a magnet. So now we can get a better look at this tyre, see the condition of it. I think that looks fine to me. Feels still quite soft and pliable as well. Not sticky. Yeah, I think that's good. Same with this one. Doesn't feel any problems at all. Just a little bit on the soft side. Which is a good thing, by the way. I mean, it's not rock hard and there's no cracks in it. That's what we want to see. And I can undo this motor now, get the belt out. There we go. Just want to clean this debris off this roller. It's a bit hard, I don't think it'll just rub off too easily. I have to be a bit aggressive with it. So I'm going to put some crocodile clips on the motor terminals. Put 12 volts in it. And run it up. Just going to touch a bit of 1200 grit paper next to it. And just gently polish it off. That'll do. The capstan's got the same sort of muck on it as well. Yeah, give it the same treatment. We can still see marks on there, but the main thing is it feels very smooth. That's the main thing. I don't want it to cause any sort of roughness with the belt. But yeah, this may be a bit pitted or corroded, but yeah, as long as it's not sticking proud, I think that'll do. It's made my hands filthy though, look at that. Just clean any old lube out of here, if there is any. Just fetch this off temporarily so I can clean the underneath. And there's more of that old lube applied in a stripy formation. It's as if they applied this with a stencil. I bet there's more dried grease lurking under here. Oh yes. And soup of today is molybdenum grease. Mainly because it's black and it's the closest thing I've got. The main thing is it's slippery. Trying to remember where it went. I can sort of see the pattern. Let's arrange this back how it went. Like that. I'm going to put a drop of light oil in here, just on the bush. And just push the capstan in. That should really push the oil through to the other side. Now I can put the new belt on. I go for a little bit of semi-fluid grease for the capstan. Just put a little bit in this plastic pot. Just line it up with these holes, top and bottom. Should be lined up. Now you can put this motor back on. Let's not forget this spring. I'd hate to have to take this all apart again just to get at that. Okay, let's check the fast forward and rewind. Oh. That's not very good. After I just said this tyre was fine. Maybe it's not. Well, it's going to have to come off then. Although it didn't feel too bad, it has actually got a few marks on it. Let's see if I can get it off. It's still quite pliable, you know. Now, apart from it's got this internal groove. Oh, that's not your normal affair. So that'll actually have to go back on. We'll make it work. Probably just need a bit more spring tension. Just made this S-shaped wire hook to put over this screw here to make a new anchor point for the spring. So it goes over there like that into its original place. Let's see what that does for us. And that looks better. Yes. Just spotted more of that old grease on the pinch roller pivot. Let's get that off. Now to lube this little slot up where the roller went. A little bit for the ball bearing. Same with this one. I can get any in. Just around these guide slots as well. And off this over the top. Hopefully the way it came on. That feels good. Got a circlip on. It's going to replace this pinch roller. I'm going to do this by drifting out this pin. Let's put it on this block with a hole on it. Put a little drift on there. Tap it out. Just put the new pinch roller in. Put this little shaft through. Now just sort of insert this little collar or spacer, whatever it is. Get it to line up. And tap it into place. Put this little washer on there. Then I can install the capstan arm, if that's what it's called. Another washer on top. Then the circlip. Just need to connect this trolley part to the solenoid. Push the pin in. And that's retained with another circlip. It's a little bit fiddly, mind you. Let's turn it round a bit. There we go. Now to install one of the tape counter belts. So it goes onto here. Let's fix it under there. So I can find it with these tweezers. Yes. And over the take-up reel. Now I can clean the heads and the little tape guides. Don't look very dirty, to be honest. To wipe the capstan. It's pretty clean anyway. Just sort of wipe any excess oil that's trapped up from here. Also demagnetize the heads. Use this old demagnetizer. Lovely. Put a dab of fresh grease on this little pivot. And another one on this roller. Just slide that over the pivot. And a bit more grease on this pivot, the one we took off earlier. Put this spring on the tape detect arm. I feel I ought to clean this mirrored surface. Bit of IPA should sort it. That looks a little bit cleaner. If we turn our attention back to the underneath, remember that we've got to put our switches back on here. Now the multimeter found nothing wrong with the contacts, but I'm going to clean up this bit of dead grease. Wipe it off. Put a little bit on there. And on the leading edges here. Try not to make a right mess with it. Oh, let's press that one maybe. I think that'll do. And this should just fit straight back on. I haven't really messed with it. There we go. Just solder these up, just press it down to make sure it's sat flat on the board. Bit of a wonky position. There's that one, so that's held that. Same this side. Now I can go for it. Okay, so I'll put this solenoid back together now. Let's put the plunger in, peg through there, and pop a screw in. If I remember, this is only held in with this screw on this end. Starting to take shape again, but I've noticed I've missed this spring. Easily fixed, and its little brother over here. Now this can go back on. I reckon this is the right time to clean this tape counter. It's quite dusty. Well, I might be here a while doing this. I hit it with some foam cleaner. Looking good. Now those jacks look really dirty in comparison. Mainly dust. Seems to be working quite well. I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. It's a bit of a loose fit to be fair, but so I'm going to drag that dust out of it. I'm hoping it looks as good as it plays at the end. I'm not much of a fan of stripping dual gang pots down, so I'm just going to give these a squirt with contact cleaner. I don't think they were too bad anyway. And this one. I found another grease point, should be across here. Just smear some in. Wipe off that excess. Now we can put the front chassis on. Bit of a wrestle here. Let's pop the washers on. Fortunately, we've seen these lamps both work, so they're quite hard to get hold of these days. I don't know if they're called fuse lights, but they're shaped like fuses and they're lights, so probably. Just put the blue filter back on and put the meters into place. Then just sneak that in that side. Oh no. Sneak that side and then slide it over. And the meters themselves are held into place with this bezel. Just centralise it. I think that's about it. Find that hole. Drop the screw in. Now this front panel's actually in quite a state. Look at all the splatters and muck on it. I'll give this some going over with the foam cleaner. Just check it doesn't wipe any of the lighting off. I've got a new tape counterbelt for this and it looks a bit of a nuisance to fit. Might need some tweezers on this. So I'll hold it together. Feed it under that shaft. That's a good start. Thread it over the pulley. I need another pair of tweezers. One there. Hold that there. Feed it round this one. Pop that back under the shaft. That'll work. And finally put the Derby card back in. So having given it a service, that should have eliminated most of the silly problems. We'll see what's left wrong with it. Just going to put a test tape in. Look at that, the meters are working on both channels. The output looks good, no real complaints there. Even got the counter working, happy with that. Is that working? Wait, sort of. Yes. No. Who am I trying to kid? Does it fast forward? Fast forward's okay. But there's less load on it. What about this memory function? Oh. It's not too clever. If it gets there, it should stop when it gets to 0. No, it did. It did. I had a feeling that idler wheel might come back and haunt me. Looks like it has. Partial rebuild. I'll have to take this black plastic cover off, which annoyingly requires the removal of the faceplate again. Oh well. Disconnect this spring again. I'll take this bracket off. Come on out, you. Let's press this little button down, fast forward. It looks okay. What's the torque like? Oh. Ah, so this plastic idler here, this wheel, that's spinning. Nothing wrong with this. Yeah, it's the tyre on this. Oh, there's no grip at all. How about rewind? Yeah, same story. So I've got to get these off, and I think there's a little plastic retaining clip. These are a nuisance. Just put my finger over it. There we are. So here it is, got a rubber tie around it as well, which I didn't really spot earlier, but it's pretty obvious it would have one now, thinking about it. See if I can pull it off. Was it another funny Technics ribbed one? No, just a plain one. It just so happens I do have one that's the right size in my bag. That's lucky, and I can tell you what's a lot softer as well. Oh yeah, yes, a big difference. Yeah, I think that's in with a good chance of working. So we'll slide that back on. Let's put that little plastic slip washer on. Then we'll see if I can reuse the original retaining clip. But have no fear, it's not my first time. Bought this bag of 5,000 little plastic washers. They're ideal for replacing those things. Just balance it on the top. There we go. Let's try that now. Rewind. Oh, look at that. It stalled it all. Perfect. Now to tackle this one. Take that belt off. Hope I don't lose it. Pop the plastic washer off. There we go. I was hoping the whole thing would come up, and it did. Okay, I've got a bit of a mad idea. So I can't find this tyre. I'm thinking of actually gluing on a piece of flat belt onto it. Almost a retread, like a dodgy car tyre. So I'm going to put a little dab of super glue on here. Not much. Just sort of spread that around a bit. I'm going to see if I can actually stick this piece of rubber onto it. Find out how well it sticks on. So we'll try our upgraded, retreaded wheel on there. Let's put the brake in. There we go. With a little slip disc on there. And another new plastic washer on there. Hope it stays there. No, it hasn't. A fiddly job. Get this belt back over it. Let's give that a whirl. Seems to be holding up alright. Check the torque. The whole lot's stalled. Slightly slipping. I'll see if I can replace this little rubber wheel. I can get it out. So I'll get that off. I know it's got a groove in it, but maybe it'll work without it. Got a similar size tyre, the plain inside. I mean no groove, not an aircraft. I think that's going to have enough grip. It feels softer. See how it goes now. Look at that. It's got it. That makes me think I don't need the spring up here anymore. It's a little bodge anyway. Let's feed it back over here. Let's look at the interesting part. Getting that back in. There we are. See if it's still got it. Yes. That's too slow. Yes. I'm rather surprised how well that's worked. I hope it lasts a long time. So you can put this back on now. Now I actually do have a job for this now. Need to rewind that. So I want to adjust the azimuth, so it needs to get access to this hole, which I couldn't do with the black cover on. So before it goes on, that's what we're doing. We can see how the two waveforms are sort of out of phase. I'm just going to put a screwdriver in this little hole. There's a screw. There we are, just to adjust it. Don't know which way. No, that's getting worse, so there's one wave's getting smaller. Back the other way. There we are. I'll try and fast forward this a bit. Get to a nicer piece of tape, because this tape's had a lot of abuse. Okay. Just balance these up a bit. Okay. So it plays, it fast forwards and rewinds, but can it record? So we're going to need an input signal. Let's put a blank tape in. Rewind. Okay, so press record. And we see what's coming in. Line input. Let's turn this up. Well, they're a bit unbalanced. I'll just even these up with this. We'll see how that compares. It's a lot lower and out of balance. See if I can adjust that. Accordingly, the recording amplifier gain set by these two potentiometers here. And I notice that they are both turned fairly down. I'm just going to put them right back in the middle and see where we stand. Let's see how that looks. Well, that's a lot better. A little bit out. Just tweak that side slightly down. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close. I'm going to say I'm happy with that one. And now it records properly, so I'll put a few last parts back on. Now this is a bit of a fiddle to get back on. I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to do it. Is it pushed down? I'll locate that over there. At this one. Yes, and these little notches there. There's one. There we go. Let's pull the cables out. Still got to put the bottom cover on. Although, I've forgotten how dusty this thing was. Crikey. Can't leave it like that. Doesn't that look better? Even after this on the inside. But yes, lovely. It's all looking how it did when it came out of the factory. Apart from the lid, this wasn't original. I don't think this label is going to survive what I've got in mind, so I want to conserve it. Which basically means I'm going to peel it off. Looking a lot less rusty now. Just going to put the reproduction sticker on. There we go, like a new one. Well, that's more work than I thought it was going to be, but what a lovely machine. Catch you next time.